Hi, I'm Kirk Hanley, and I'm here today to talk about the 2001 Ford Expedition. Now, this is a vehicle with rugged capability and an impressive list of features. We're going to break down the information that follows into three main categories: size without intimidation, safety and security, and realistic capability. Then we're also going to cover a lot of the features under each of those categories. You'll want to take note of these so that you can make your own presentation for the customers that come into your dealership. Also, a lot of the information that we're going to give you today is tied to your testing and certification, so you'll want to take note of that. Maybe even pause the video from time to time. Now, throughout the video, you might notice this. That's going to indicate a competitive advantage that we have that you'll want to take note of and then pass on to your customers. So let's get started. Now, when you talk to your customers about comfort and convenience, you want to talk about size without intimidation because, let's face it, this is a large vehicle, and some of your customers might feel a little intimidated by it. I mean, you can already hear their questions. Will I be able to fit it in my garage? Will I be able to see over the hood? Can I reach the pedals? Will I be able to back up without hitting things? Well, the answer to all these questions is a definite yes. So let's go over some of those features. Now, first of all, a class exclusive are power-adjustable brake and accelerator pedals. Now, what these allow your customers to do is to get into the vehicle and get comfortable with their distance from the steering wheel and all the controls. Then they can adjust the pedals to meet their feet if they have short legs or give them a little extra leg room if they have long legs. It's a big advantage for all your customers that you want to point out. Also, let's talk about the seating and cargo carrying capacity while we're here. Now, this vehicle has 4 captain's chairs. Now, those are an option. Standard, though, are 3 bench seats, and that third bench seat is standard on the Expedition, but it's only an option on the Chevy Tahoe and on the Dodge Durango, so you want to point that out to your customers. You should know that there's a lot of flexibility with the seating. The second bench seat that you would find in a standard vehicle, that has a 60-40 split. So that gives you a lot of flexibility as far as cargo carrying capacity. The third seat has a special fold, flip, and stow feature. Now that's going to give you even more capacity in the back. Or you can remove the seat entirely, and then when you fold down either the second bench seat or the captain's chairs, you're going to have 110.7 cubic feet of storage space. That's a lot of storage space for your customers. Now we should talk about the load leveling suspension systems. Now on a 4x2 we have a rear air load leveling system, and that's with the suspension. What that's going to do is when you have a large trailer you're towing or you're putting a lot of payload into the vehicle, it's going to make sure to level out the ride of your vehicle. That has some benefits for your customers. First of all, it's going to give them a nice smooth ride and handling. Also, it's going to keep their headlights nice and level, which might be something they wouldn't think about right off the bat. Now with a 4x4, you have a 4-corner air load leveling system with your suspension. Now what that's going to do, besides helping again with your ride and handling and the level of the vehicle, is it also offers the advantage of a kneel down mode. Now what that means is if a customer turns off the key, puts the car in park, turns off the key, the vehicle will lower down 1 inch off its base height. And for a lot of customers, that's going to let them access the vehicle a lot easier. So point that feature out as well. You'll want to check your ordering guide to make sure exactly how to get those features for your customers, though. Now, while we're back here, we should look at the one-piece liftgate, which is a great feature for your customers. But even better is this pop-up rear window on the liftgate, which means that if you're just going to the gym or you just got a few groceries, you can throw them right in the back of the vehicle without opening up the liftgate. That's going to help out a lot of your customers. And also back here on the rear bumper, we should look at these 4 sensors. Now, those are part of the reverse sensing system. When your customers are backing up the vehicle, up to 6 feet behind them, if there is an obstruction or there's something back there, a shopping cart, they're going to hear an audio signal in the passenger compartment. That's going to let them know that there's something behind them and give them even better heads up on what they're backing into and help them with parallel parking or backing into a parking space. Now let's talk about safety and security. Available on the Expedition are front side impact airbags, and they're located right in the seat bolsters. Now, the big advantage to your customers is that those are always going to be in the proper deployment position, regardless of where they adjust their seat. Also, as long as we're talking about safety, let's talk about the brake system. We have 4-wheel disc brakes on the Expedition Standard. You're not going to find those on Dodge Durango. Disc brakes dissipate heat better, and they don't fade as quickly. Also, four-wheel anti-lock brakes are standard on the Expedition. Now, that's going to help control wheel lockup during those emergency hard braking situations. Also, we have a driver's door keypad right here that's going to let your customers gain access to the vehicle easily without fumbling for their keys or for their remote. Now, when you speak to your customers about performance and handling, you want to speak to our third main point, and that's realistic capability. Now, that's important because this vehicle has features that are designed to be used by your customers in the real world, in everyday driving situations. They're not there just for show. So you want to talk to your customers about how they use their vehicle, where they're going to be driving it, what kind of road conditions they're going to be going through, and if they're going to be towing anything. And then you can speak to the benefits that will best suit their needs. Now, the first feature we want to talk about is the available control track system. Now, this takes a look at your front and rear axles and whether there's any slippage going on. There's an electronic sensor that can allow the vehicle to transfer power where it's needed. Now, there's three settings. The first one is A4WD. That stands for automatic four-wheel drive. And most of your customers are going to set the vehicle on this setting and never take it off. And that's fine because it's there for a variety of road conditions. Now, this senses whether there's any slippage going on in the rear axle, and then they can transfer power to the front axles, up to 100% of the power, so that they can have the traction that they need. Now, other customers have other needs, and there are two other settings. There's 4H, and that stands for 4 high. Now, this is very useful under normal speeds, but on roads that are slippery, things like ice or very heavy snow. And it makes sure that there's a 50-50 split in the torque and power between the front and the rear axles, and that meets that driving need. And then there's also a third setting. That's 4L for 4 low. Now, this is useful in some off-road conditions, things like heavy mud or sand, to get the optimal amount of traction for those needs. Now, there's also available the optional limited slip rear axle differential. Now, this can work in concert with the control track system, but whereas the control track system takes a look at front to rear slippage, the limited slip rear axle differential takes a look at left to right slippage. So if this tire were slipping, say your customer were pulling a boat out of the water and this tire started to slip, the vehicle and the differential would sense that and transfer power over to the other tire, the tire that has traction, until you can regain traction on this side. That's very useful for some customers. Now, also, you should find out if your customers are going to be towing anything, and for them, there's an optional trailer tow package, but this is standard on the Eddie Bauer 4x4. Now, this allows your customers to tow up to 8,100-pound trailers. Now, you should know what kind of a trailer that translates to in the real world. They could tow up to about a 25-foot boat, or a horse trailer, or a camper trailer. But what you want to do is talk to your customers and find out what their needs are as far as trailer towing. Now, this whole vehicle is sized with many rugged features to work in concert with the trailer tow package to handle a variety of your customers' towing needs. We covered a lot of information in the video today, but when you're preparing your presentations for the customers coming into your dealership, just remember our three main points. Size without intimidation, power adjustable accelerator and brake pedals, large functional interior space, one-piece liftgate with flip-open rear window, available load leveling air suspension systems, and available reverse sensing system. Safety and security. Optional front side impact airbags, four-wheel power disc brakes with four-wheel anti-lock braking system, driver's door keyless entry keypad. Realistic capability. Available control track, optional limited slip rear axle differential, and 8,100-pound maximum trailer towing capacity. Now, there are a number of other features that we didn't cover in the video today. One of the most exciting of these is the rear seat entertainment system available on the Eddie Bauer model. Now, what this is a rear seat VHS video cassette player, a 6.8-inch LCD drop-down screen, a remote control, and 2 wireless headphones for your rear passengers. Another exciting feature that's available is partitioned rear audio. Now, what this is it allows passengers in the second seat to plug into a different audio source than your customers sitting in the front seat. Another great flexible feature for your customers. Now, if you want more information on the features that we've covered today, you'll want to check your 2001 training materials. The 2001 product website, the print source book and competitive comparisons, Ford Star Courses, Frontline Magazine, and the hot sheets. Well, that does it for my presentation. Now it's time for you to put together your own presentation for the customers coming into your dealership.